cold. It's so cold. Why don't I live in somewhere warm? It's so cold. Why can't I live somewhere warm? Hello, my beautiful summer squashes. It is Christine of Coydog Fitness, and I have got a Coydog Full Body class for you today. We're going to have a nice little mix of everything. Strength, balance, mat work, dogs being excellent. Speaking of dogs, Chicken and Schnapps are in the studio today. You probably see their fuzzy little heads off camera poking in and out. We'll see how long that lasts. For props, dumbbells. I'm going to be using kind of medium to light. I'm going to do 10 pounds just for reference. We're going to do some overhead presses. We have lat raises. So be gentle on your shoulders. If you feel any tweaks and squeaks, go down in weight or go body weight. You can always go heavier, slow it down, okay, if I'm going too fast. Other fun things. I'm going to use a ball and a mini band. Both are optional, okay? Mini ball, band, mini band, mini ball, mini band. If you don't have a mini ball, we're going to be using this in between our thighs for some adduction, inner thigh work. You can use a pillow, you can use a rolled up towel, you can use a yoga block, or just skip it. Don't use anything and you're fine. For the mini band, you can use the rubbery guys. We're just going to be doing it above our knee for just some standing balance and strength work. If you don't have one, that's fine. Just go body weight, all right? It's just adding extra resistance, so don't worry about it. You can still do everything I'm going to make you do. I've got my sweet little wizard staff here, my body bar. I just am using it because I have it and I want to use it, but it's just something that I can use if I feel off balance during our balance work. I have something to hold on to. You can always sub in a chair, a bar, a wall, a dog. Hi, buddy. I'm sorry, I'm aggravating you. All right, so you don't need to have your sweet little wizard staff. You can use anything or nothing. It's just to make sure that if you do feel like you're going to fall over, you have some extra support, all right? So grab a set of dumbbells or a few sets of dumbbells. If you have a ball, great. If you have a mini band, great. If you have a wizard staff, great. And if you have two excellent pooches, even better. Cats are cool too. Let's start with the warm-up. Let me stop talking and let's have some fun. Hello, friends. We're going to start with our warm-up. The dogs have discovered a squirrel outside, so this should get interesting. All right, we're just going to start with some knee raises, up and up. A little march, if you want to call it that, okay? A little knee drive, if you want to call it that. You can hold on to something. You can hold on to your wall. Or I'm just going to pull my elbows back. If that knee raises too much, you're just popping those heels up, right? Little alternating heel raise or alternating releve, how fancy you want to get, okay? Let's just get the blood pumping. I guess the chipmunk has bored them. Be good today, all right, guys? Fuzzy little monkeys. All right, 8 seconds. Why am I doing this? I was pulling my elbows back. Whatever. 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5. We're going to head into alternating reverse lunges in 3, 2, last 1, feet come down. You can hold on to something in front or in next to you. You're going to step 1 foot back, stand it up. Other leg, back, back. So it can be tiny. It can be a little step, just a little step. Feet are hips width apart, step, back. Nice and steady. Holding on to something if you need to. All right, we're just warming up. Back, let me straighten out here. You can always limit the depth, okay? Tiny little guys. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold one leg back, okay? From here, bring it down to the ground. You can kind of pop your front foot forward a little bit. Let's do a little forward lunge, stretch on the ground. If you need a little cushion under that knee, pause this, okay? Put a little pillow underneath that knee. Stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Can you bring it back? Other leg, bring it forward, kind of adjust where you like it. And then just stretch forward. pillow under that knee if you need it, okay? For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Knee back. Just roll your shoulders backwards, okay? And then we're gonna roll them forwards. Just wanna warm up the top of your body before we head into some planks, all right? 4, 3, 2, switch the direction. Ooh, why is going forward harder for me? How about you? All right, we're gonna head into planks to down dog and some other stuff. 4, 3, 2, last one. Can you bring your arms forward? Can you give me just some wrist circles? Loosen up these guys, these little gooses. Hi, buddy. And then we're gonna head down to the mat, grab a little water if you need to. You're gonna meet me in a high plank, all right? So palms are gonna be underneath your shoulders. I'm not gonna step on the dog. Schumann, could you move for a second? High plank, okay? Palms are tracking under your shoulders. Feet are on the ground. You're gonna push your hips up into a pike or a down dog. Push through your palms. Get a nice stretch. Your heels don't have to touch the ground. Mine certainly don't. And then you're gonna come back into that high plank, trying to hold that core nice and tight, right? So that your spine isn't dipping towards the mat. Let's pull back. Down dog for 2. Plank for 2. Hike those hips up, then down for 2. If that's too much, knees are on the ground. You can spread them out a little wider, push back into a child's pose, right? And then just keep your knees down for that plank. Knees down plank. Takes a little pressure off your wrists, okay? Up for 2, down for 2. You can pick up the pace right here if you feel okay. Hike, down, hike, down, hike, pike. I guess it is kind of a hike. I don't know. I don't play football. 4, boom. 3, boom. 2, last one. All right, hold that plank. If you can you walk your knees in to that bear plank? From here, can you push your hips up into that pike? Now, can you tap your knees down onto the ground? So it's a tap, push up. You're landing that bear plank, right? And then you're pushing through your palms, back into your shoulders. Stretch. You can just hold a bear plank cover if this feels a little too challenging, a little too fast, whatever it is, whatever works. Or you just lower your knees and take a little break as needed. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, last one, knees down. Shake it out in your wrists. We're gonna do some forearm planks, side planks, okay? So, give your wrists a little break. Lie down on one side, elbow is tracking underneath your shoulders. Now your legs can be stacked. You can have your foot in front, in the back, or you can have your bottom leg bent, okay? Gives you a little extra support. You're gonna push your hips up, okay? Push through your forearm. Try and hold your hips up towards the ceiling so that your spine, right, isn't making that little smiley face trying to touch the mat. Now you can just hold this isometric forearm plank. Or if you want, pulses up, up to the sky, right? Just to add a little fun, F-U-N. Hi, Shum. Push, push, hold your body up. Pulses, hi, sweetie. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower it down. Before you flip to the other side, kiss your dog. Hi. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Can you push up into a forearm plank? Elbows tracking underneath your shoulders, okay? holding your core in, right? Trying to protect that spine from dipping towards the mat. Now you can just hold this forearm plank or dolphin pike. So you're gonna pike your hips up to the sky, come on down. So here we go, I gotta adjust. Push up, down. Push your hips up, down. Now again, remember you can just hold that forearm plank, right? Hi, Chicky. And then we're gonna switch to the other side to do those side planks. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, finish your last one out. And then we're gonna flip over opposite side. Started with your left, you're gonna be on your right elbow, okay? If you're copying me. Elbow is underneath your shoulder. Legs are stacked if you wish. Pop up, or that leg is in front. Hi. Or bottom knee is bent. Sweetie, all right? And then if you feel okay, you're gonna give me those little pulses. Hips up to the ceiling. Why are you so cute? Have your little helper push her entire body into you and be so cute. Get out of here. 6 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, one more set of those forearm planks to dolphin pike. Let me turn over here. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Palms are pushing in the ground. They're not clasped together, okay? Step on out, and when you're ready, pike those hips up and land. Push. Whatever your pace is, or you're just holding that forearm plank, and you can drop your knees, right, at any point just to have a little break. 5 seconds left. And then we'll head into our first little bit of strength section. 3, 2, last one. Finish it out. Lower your knees down. Stretch it out. Grab some water. Nice job. Nice job, cutie. All right. So we're going to start sumo, hammer curls. All right. Those will lead to overhead presses. So I'd like you to base the weight off the overhead press, okay? I'm just gonna stick with 10s today. Whew. Hi, sweetie. Hi, cutie. All right, so I'm gonna do a staggered stance. So you can have your feet hips width apart, or with the staggered stance, you're gonna step 1 foot back, but you're keeping your feet hips width apart, right? So this is gonna challenge your stability, kind of make your core have to work harder, because you are now narrowing, right, your stance, okay? So instead of having that regular stance, you're narrowing it, so it's gonna be a little more wobbly bobbly, okay? You ready? So with that narrow stance, we're gonna come down, and then we're gonna hammer curl it up, all right? So lower, hammer curl, lower, curl. You can keep that bend in the knee super small, right? Tiny little bend. Or you can omit the bend altogether, right? You can have a regular stance and just give me that hammer curl, right? Down, curl up. Down, curl up. Down, up. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now, let's add overhead press, narrow overhead press, bring it down. Down, curl, press. You can always alternate, right? That press, or you can alternate both. So you're not pressing both up at the same time. Press. Down, curl, press it up. Shoulders staying stacked over your hips. You're not leaning back. If you need momentum for either of these movements, lighten up your weights, okay? For now. 4, press. 3, press. Alternating hammer curls on deck. Last one. down, curl, press. Arms down, hammer curl, curl. Can you bend your knees into that staggered stance for 4, 3, 2, last 1 and 1. Oh, how'd that feel? Good? Hi, guys. All right, drop those weights for a second. Grab a little water. We're gonna come back to those, okay? We gotta do the other side. When you're ready, we're gonna do lat raises to an upright row, okay? So, with those lats, be careful with those lat raises with your side shoulder. If you feel like you're going a little too heavy, lighten it up, all right? I'm gonna stick with the 10s for now. Remember, if you're going lighter, you can always pick up that tempo. If you're going heavier, slow it down. You can always alternate moves. All right, upright row. So palms are gonna face you, face your body. And you're gonna pull them up, almost like you're sliding them up your chest, right? Your chesticles, and down, keeping your shoulders pressed down. So you push, pull them up, and try and push your shoulders down, right? Don't let them ride up towards your ears. Up, down, up, right? Pull them up. Pull. You can always alternate that move, right? So one side gets a little break. Pull. Nice job. Stay stacked, hold that core nice and strong. You're not leaning back. Woohoo. 6, 5, find your own tempo, okay? Your own pace. 4, I'm just giving you a countdown. 3, 2, last one. Now your palms are gonna face in towards each other, all right? We're gonna do some lateral raises. We can start with alternating. So elbows are soft, bring them up to about shoulder height. Elbows are just going shoulder height. Lift, again, shoulders are pushed down, right? You're not using momentum to swing these guys up. You're controlling the motion. If that lateral raise feels a little squeaky, right? You can always limit your range, or you can hold your dumbbells and just give me some shoulder circles, nice and gently, okay? You wanna double it up, feel free. You can also slightly hinge if that feels better. All right, you find what works for you. You're like, stop talking, let's move on. 6 seconds. 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, finish your last one out. Drop the weights if you need to. Carefully grab a little water. All right, we're gonna repeat our hammer curls to overhead press. All right, I had my right foot back, so now I'm gonna put my left foot back in that staggered stance, okay? So grab your weights when you're ready. Nice little hinge, grab your weights, come to standing. See what we did there? A little deadlift, a little RDL. All right, so if you choose, you can give me that staggered stance, right? Back heel up. We're gonna come on down, and then we're gonna hammer curl. Palms are facing each other. Here we go. Down, curl. Just giving you that little staggered stance. Challenge your stability a little bit, right? I mean, you can do a full split squat as I fall over. Whatever you like. Remember, you can limit it, curl. And you can always alternate those hammer curls. You just need a little bit of a break, right? Oh, almost there. We're gonna add that overhead press in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, curl to press. Here we go. Curl, narrow overhead press, down, curl, press, shoulder, down, curl, press. Remember, you can alternate, right? Single side overhead press, or even single side overhead press and curl. Pick what works. 5 more seconds. Last curl to press of the day. Alternating hammer curls on deck. 3, 2, finish your last set out. All right, and then you're gonna meet me in that little staggered stance. Last set, alternating hammer curls. Find your own tempo. Biceps should be burning. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Stand it up, shake it out if you need to. Last set, upright rows, lateral flies. Drop your weights, grab some water, and then when you're ready, let's party, okay? So to begin, feet about hips width apart, shoulder width, whatever you like. Palms are facing in. You can start with that alternating upright row, or stick to that, or you're pulling these guys right up through your chest. I don't really have a chest, so there's really no lumps and bumps here, but for some of you who actually have boobies, pull them up. It's not such a flat ride, if you will. All right, shoulders are pushed down. Pull them up. Nice job, guys. Pull. Nice, Yumi. Almost done. Lat raises on deck. 6 seconds. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Little tiny baby break. And then lat raises. I'm going to start with those alternating lat raises. Left arm, let's go. Just to shoulder height. Elbows are not locked out, right? They're not stick straight. You're lifting up to your shoulder. You're staying stacked, no leaning back, no leaning forward. And you can slightly hinge forward if you're doing that. If you're doing the slight little baby hinge, that's fine, okay? Double it up if you feel okay. Lift. 6 seconds. 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, last one. Very nice. Drop your weights, grab some water. All right, meet me at your bar, your chair, your wall, your wizard staff. We're gonna start with some inner thigh, some adductor work, okay? I'm gonna use my little stick, my little staff here for balance, but if you feel like you don't need it, you can always ditch it. I'll probably ditch it too. Maybe I won't. Whoa, this guy is a slippery little sucker. All right, so if you have a ball, you're gonna place it in between your upper middle thighs, okay? You can always roll up a towel, roll up a pillow, whatever you like. A dog toy. I want your feet to stay parallel and about hips width apart, okay? From here, squeeze on that ball. See, squeeze on it using your inner thighs, and then if you can, lift your heels up. Now I'm gonna try and keep my shoulders stacked over my hips, okay? And from here, I'm gonna squeeze that ball and I'm gonna bend down, right? Trying to keep my shoulders stacked over my hips and push on up. Squeezing into that ball, trying to keep my knees in line with my middle toes, right? Trying to keep them nice and centered and up. You can limit that range. It can be a tiny bend, up. You can always lower your heels. You can also take that ball or some sturdy dumbbells and put those under your heels instead of having to hold your heels up, right? Whatever works, man. Make sure you're comfortable, you're safe, you're not in pain. We'll make it work. You can always limit your range of motion, your depth. Now we're gonna hold it at the bottom and we're just gonna squeeze our thighs together in 3 seconds. 3, 2, hold it down, don't have to be super low, and you're gonna squeeze. Just try and squeeze that ball using your adductors, your inner thighs, squeeze. Heels are pushing up towards the sky, right? You can go faster, you can go slower, you can drop your ball. Sorry, buddy. Squeeze. You can even see out there. Now, That extra balance challenge, right? You can always let go up to that chair, that bar, or you can hold your stick like so. Whew. 4, 3, 2, last one, heels come down for a moment. How did that feel? We're doing it 2 more times, okay? So just mentally prepare yourself. Did you like those heels up? Do you want to put something under there? Dumbbells? You want to put the ball under there instead? Figure it out, whatever works for you. But here we go, feet are going to be hips width again. Pop your heels up, push through the balls of your feet, right? And then we're going to come down into that squat. You can always let go. Ooh, nope, okay? But let's try and stay stacked over your hips. Use your quads, your glutes to help you get up, okay? Down, push on up. Trying to keep a nice squeeze on the ball. It's not like an intense squeeze, because don't worry, we'll be squeezing it shortly. Up, down, push on up. Getting up is the hardest part, right? 4 seconds, and we're gonna come down to your lowest point or mid-level, and we're gonna give me some adductor pulses. 3, 2, I'm gonna hold it just right here and squeeze. Squeeze, adjust my ball as needed. Squeeze, just try and squeeze the crap out of that ball. In, staying stacked, right? Nice neutral spine. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, squeezy, squeezy. 2, make that juice. Make that juice? Okay. Make that juice. Oh boy. All right. One more round. How did it feel? All right, after this, maybe you'll be wanting to be back to this. Who knows? All right, adjust that ball as needed. Pop those heels up. Shoulders push down if you are holding on to something. Let's begin. Down, up. Chicken, are you in the trash? Chicken, leave it. Onto the studio trash can. That is a paper towel. We'll deal with it later. I think those are digestible. Down, heels are pushing up, okay? Steady as she goes. Think of those quads. Think of that butt trying to help you get up, okay? And then they're gonna help hold you down while we squeeze our inner thighs. This is our last round. 4 more seconds, and you're gonna hold it down. 3, oh, it's gonna feel so good to put those heels down. 2, how do ballerinas do it? Hold it, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're almost there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come to standing, slowly lower your heels. Ditch that ball, ditch your chair or bar for a moment. Have the chair bar wizard stick handy though. I'm saying that as I say ditch it with what we're doing. So we're gonna do some standing leg work. If you have that band, you're gonna put it above your knee, but no band, remember, no problem. It's fine. This is just adding extra challenges, extra resistance. I say keep that handy because if you do feel wobbly at any point, I want you to have a point in your room where you can steady yourself, all right? So see how you feel. To begin, bands are above your knee if you're wearing them. We're just gonna step to the side and side. So now, instead of those inner thighs, right, the adductors, we're gonna work your outer thighs, abductors, outer glute, okay? And you can slow this tempo down at any point. You can speed it up if you like too. For 8, hi. 7, thanks Trashy for dropping it. 6, 5, it's a big pile of paper towels. 4, 3, 2, hold it wide. Now from here, we're gonna do a squat and then we're gonna do a curtsy lunge. You guys are gonna have to scooch, okay? So you're gonna adjust your legs however you wanna squat. Mine are gonna be about shoulder, a little bit wider than that apart. Squat, stick your bum down like you're sitting in a chair. come on up, and then you're gonna step back. Remember that slightly staggered stance we did earlier? So feet are staying hips width apart, down and up. We'll do 2 and 2. So down, pulse, back, pulse. So 1, 2, keep it small for now. You can stay in that small way. You know I'm gonna slow it down, make it bigger. But here, this is pretty fun, right? 1, I say it, the teacher, I know. 1, 2, you can limit, keep it tiny. 1, 2, step, 1, 2. Or it's a little bit bigger. Now, want to make it even bigger range? Squat, up, stagger. Squat, up, stagger. Squat, pop it back. Squat, back. You can stick with that 2 pulse, right? Whatever works, man. You got 4 seconds. 4, my 4. 3, 2, last one. Bing, bung, side steps, boom. Oh, that's mean to make you do side steps right after, but I am's what I am's. Little side steps. You can even go 1, 2. If you want to make it a little more, you know. God, can you tell I never danced? Like I even need to say anything. Oh, this is your home base. 5 seconds. Then we do the other leg, your right leg. 4, 3, 2, hold it wide. Find where you want to squat. 2 and 2. 1, 2, step it back. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's that tiny little movement, tiny little bend, tiny little step back. 1, 2, 1, 2. Or it's a little deeper. 1, 2. You can always hold on to something, whatever side. I'm like reaching towards everything. 1, 2, 1, 2. Almost there. You want to slow it down? Here we go. 1, up, back, up, down, back. Whew. Squat, staggered, squat, or you stick with that 2 and 2. 5, back, 4, back, almost there. 3, back, 2, last one. Boom, boom, side steps. You did it. Now we're on the mat. Ooh, how do those thighs feel? Pull it. All right, we're serious now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Boom. All right, get rid of that band. You don't need it anymore. If you never had it, then you never had it. I was trying to say something poetic, but it didn't work. All right, now, if you have that ball, grab it. We're gonna use it in our core section. If you don't have a ball, don't worry about it. Okay, you can always use that towel, yoga block, nothing, pillow, or nothing. I keep saying nothing. We're gonna go back to our inner thighs, but we're also still gonna work on our hinge, okay? Hinge movements, because I certainly didn't give you enough. So I'm gonna adjust my mic here and move away from the sun in my eyes. You're gonna have that ball in between your thighs. From here, just inner thigh squeezies, okay? So you're just squeezing in, butt is still on the ground. Feet are, about underneath your knees. We're all kind of built differently. We are gonna head into glute bridges, okay? So I want you to find what works for you. When you're ready, we're gonna go up into that glute bridge, adjust your feet as needed, and at the top of that bridge, you're gonna squeeze, release, drop. Here we go. Up, squeeze, and drop. Up, squeeze. Now you can pick up the pace. Up and squeeze, drop, up, drop, squeeze in, drop. You're pushing your hips up, pushing your shoulders into the mat, okay? You can adjust your feet. They can come closer to your bum. You kind of want them underneath your knees, but again, I have super long thighs, right? Femurs, so we're all shaped differently. I want you to find what works for you. Working that glute, working your hips, and working those inner thighs. Squeeze. You're gonna hold that glute bridge in 6 seconds, and we're just gonna pulse up at the top. 4, 3, 2, hold your bridge. Now you can just hold that bridge, or if you feel okay, use your thighs, your inner thighs, and just try and squeeze the crap out of that ball. Doesn't have to be fast, and you're not super letting go, right? You're squeezing in, as tight as you can. You can even just hold that squeeze, isometric squeeze, whatever you want. It's your party. 5 seconds. Ooh. 4, 3, keep squeezing. 2, last one, bum down. Bring your knees to your chest for a second if you need to. We're gonna single this out, boys and girls, all right? So ball is staying in between your thighs, but I want you to bring one leg out, knees about in line with your other knee, okay? You're going to come up into that single leg glute bridge. And then at the top, squeeze that leg into the ball, release, drop. So up, in, release, drop. If this is too much, you're on your tippy toes. So that leg that would be all the way up, right, by your knees, you're just on that big toe. So it's a partial single leg glute bridge, okay? You can pick it up. Squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop. If none of this is working for you, go back to what we did. The glute bridge, when you squeeze both your thighs at the top. You don't have to single it out. We're gonna hold it at the top and just pulse that straight leg into the ball. 3 seconds. 3, 2, I know these suck. Last one, hold it here. Now push that leg into the ball. You've got this. In, you can always lower your butt to the ground and do the same movement. You're so close. 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, I'm with you. Last one, lower it down. Lower that leg that's lifted. You're gonna lift the opposite leg, again, in line with that knee. It can be lower, it can be higher if you want. Push up, pop that leg in towards that ball, drop. So lift, bring it in, drop. Trying to squeeze that ball with your extended leg. And remember, you can always lower that leg. You're just on your tippy toes on that extended leg instead of it being fully out. Or you're giving me that glute bridge with those adduction pulses instead, okay? In. We're gonna pulse and hold that single leg bridge. In 3, 2, almost there, hold it up. Bring that leg in. Oh, you're so close. 6, you can always lower your butt. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, foot down, butt down. Grab that ball for a sec. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock a little bit. How'd that feel? All right, we're gonna take that ball and put it behind your back. If you don't have a ball, remember, your back is just on the mat, okay? So I'm gonna put this guy kind of, for me, in between your shoulder blades, a little bit lower, but you kind of find your spot that works for you, okay? I'm gonna have my palms supporting my head, chin, kind of towards the ceiling, trying to keep that neutral spine, okay? From here, crunch up, and then if you want to add, you're gonna take your right leg, knee, tap, knee, tap. You can have your palms in the ground. If this doesn't feel good on your neck, you are just lying on the ground. Head is down, okay? Palms are down. In, you can just give me that knee raise and keep your whole head on the ground or just a crunch. If you want to add, you can extend, crunch, okay? In, extend, in. You can have the same side arm as the moving leg on the ground to support you, crunch. If you want, twist, add a little twist, little rotation into that spine, right? Into that spine, into that torso. Left elbow to right knee. Boom. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring that leg down, stretch over that ball for a moment. If you're on the ground, just knees to your chest. And then we're gonna do the other side. So you're gonna support your head in your hand. You can give me just a crunch, okay? Or you're gonna add that little knee drive and then heel tap, boom, crunch. Or you can add that extension with the leg, crunch. The side of the moving leg, you can lower that arm, palm into the ground to help support you. And then you can add that rotation, opposite elbow to opposite knee, twist, twist. Whoo, almost there. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Roll over that ball if it feels all right. Nice job, friends. All right, you're gonna gently come on up. You're gonna take that ball and you're gonna put it in between your ankles, okay? We're gonna lie on our side. If, again, you don't have a ball, you can have the towel, a yoga block, or nothing in between. All right, it's gonna slip away from me. You're gonna lie on your arm or on a pillow, whatever feels better. Hips are gonna be stacked. Top arm can be in front of your chest for support so you don't roll back and forth. And I want you to squeeze into that ball. And then from there, can you lift your legs up towards the ceiling? Drop, lift, drop, lift. So now you're even using those inner thighs again on that bottom leg to help you get up. If this is too much, you can leave your feet on the ground and you can just push into that ball with your top leg, okay? Pushing down, down. If you don't have a ball, you're giving me a bottom leg lift. Down, lift. How's that feel? Lift. Go as slow as you need. Focus in. Lift, steady. Up. You've got this, guys. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice job. You're gonna flip over to the other side. Can I keep that ball in between my ankles? I don't know. I did it. My pants, not so much. All right. Switch sides, head in hand or on a pillow. Stack your hips so you don't roll back. Palm is supporting you, and you're gonna squeeze on that ball. When you're ready, you're gonna lift those legs up towards the ceiling. Up, lift. Remember, if that's too much for you, you're staying on the ground, you can just push down into that ball, or you're giving me a bottom leg lift, okay? If you're not using a prop, like a ball or a yoga block or a puppy. Chicken has fallen asleep on her bone. She's nose to nose with her brother. I wish I could show you guys. So cute. Lift, breathe, you got it. Almost there. 6, 5, find your own pace. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice job. All right. If you've got that ball, you're gonna grab it. If not, no ball, no problem. You're gonna flip onto your belly. If you can, ball is in your hands in front of you. From here, gaze is down, but I'm gonna kind of look up a little bit. We're just gonna finish off working a little bit of your back. To begin, grip the ball. Can you lift it up and your legs? Little Superman, but with the ball. Down. Lift. Down. Now I'm gonna make this a little swimmer pass, okay? So lift, take that ball, down, back up, tap the ground. Other side, up, tap, up, down, up, tap. You're just switching at the top of this movement, but if that just hurts your brain, just pass it. You can pass it at the top, you can pass it at the bottom. Just getting a little movement and work in those shoulders and in your upper back. You can always leave your feet down, okay? You can ditch the ball, you can ditch the pass. Find what works for you, okay? Up. 6 seconds. Nice and steady. 4, 3, 2. Last one, head down. Nice job. Little break. We're going to do that one more time, okay? So you can do Superman. You can even give me alternating swimmers, or you can do that swimmer pass. Remember, if it hurts your brain, you're not alone. Hurts my brain too, okay? Gaze is down, spine is neutral. Grip on that ball if you choose. Pop on up into that Superman and down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your cheeks, drop. Work in your back. Oh, I love working the back. Especially when you vacuum the floor. That's when you really appreciate working the back. All right, if you want, we're gonna pass. Lift, tap, forward, down. Other side, lift. Swing it back, palms. All right, face each other here. And then sometimes I even like to flip them up, face each other. So lift, bring it back, together, down. Don't worry where that ball is. It's just getting that nice shoulder movement. Nice, I say. These suck, but I also love them. I apologize. 5 more seconds, almost there. Then we stretch. 3, 2, finish your last one out. Carefully lower down. Ditch that ball. Push up into a child's pose. Knees a little wider than your hips if that feels okay. Stretch out. And then if it feels all right, can you bring your arms to one side of your mat? Get a little side body stretch. And then bring it to the other side. And then you're gonna meet me in quadruped. Palms underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Okay, from here, can you tuck your toes and push up into that pike or down dog, right? And then come on down. We're gonna do that little bear plank, knee tap. So knees are touching the ground. Push back, down, push back. Nice and steady. Come on back. 2 more times, then I want you to hold that pike. Last one. Can you bring that left foot up if it feels okay, and then just let it fall over your body and open up that hip. It's okay if this doesn't work for you. You can do that down dog and then bring it down. Opposite leg, can you swing it up and then just let it fall over? I have no grace, but it sure feels nice. Let that hip open up. Bring it down. Knees to the ground. Come on up. Adjust your pantaloons. Grab your wizard stick and get the hell on out. But that's it, guys. I hope you had a good time. Stretch out more. The dogs were excellent. Me, on the other hand, I don't know. Fell over a few times. I hope you had a good time. I hope you feel sweaty. That went by very fast for me. But I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, whatever, midday tea. I gotta have a midday tea. I gotta have a coffee. All right, I hope to see you again soon. Bye, dudes. Chicken, are you in the trash? Chicken, leave it. She onto the studio trash can. That is a paper towel. We'll deal with it later. I think those are digestible.